Alright, got the spraying done, so now we're going back on here for part 2. In this episode I hope to get the tins pulled off and at least all the stuff on this side of the engine and even the starter. Probably don't have to pull it, but just one less thing to worry about. So we'll get pulling the muffler, the intake, and the toolbox off. Then we'll come back, get the tins. Tins are, they got a bunch of bolts all through here, all along in there. And then I did get another set of tins for this, partly because kind of hoping to make the grill a little bit better. But it's this side here. You got that hole there that I can't get a bolt to go through. And then there's that hole there. And that one there that are pretty hogged out. So hopefully with that extra set of tins I can get one really good set. So I'll get to pulling some of this stuff off and we'll come back. Alright, I got this side taken off. But I thought before I went too much further, I'd show you how bent this panel is. That and the hole that is all hogged out. So I'll continue taking this off and we'll come back. Alright, I got the tins all pulled off. Now if you remember back in the introduction to this project, I got this line here. And now you can see it goes all the way up behind the alternator bracket, around, and into there. Kind of curious as to how they got the oil up in there done up, but we'll get to that later. And got the toolbox pulled off. I did stick the air cleaner back on just to help keep crap from falling down in the intake. So now what we'll do is, and since I already had that wrench in my hand, I disconnected these wires. Still got the little wire here. There's 3 bolts to hold the starter on, so we'll get that pulled off. We'll get the carb, the governor, the manifold pulled off. And we'll see what else we get to. Alright, here's a little thing I do when I don't have like Ziploc bags to bag and tag the hardware. I just stick the bolts back in the holes. So hopefully they should still be there when you come back. That and let's see. A lot of people complain about getting that nut off the backside. I've seen people make all sorts of crazy wrenches and whatnot. I just use a good old combination wrench. I won't even cheat and go inside. May not be fast, but hopefully shouldn't need that anymore. already got this one loosened up. And then if you look, it has that little peg sticking out. That engages with a little white plastic piece in there. And that opens and closes your butterfly in there to give you more or less throttle. So I'll keep pulling this stuff off and we'll come back. Alright, up next we're going to take the governor off. And that's just a couple of screws here and here. So this cover here will just pull off. It is connected to the head back there. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Probably when we start taking the thermostat housing and water pump off of this one. Now we gotta take the throttle linkage off. Either there or over there, whichever one will come off. And then it's just that bolt and that bolt there. And then there's another one buried up underneath there. Somewheres. So we'll get to pulling that off and we'll come back. Alright, got the governor pulled off. I pulled it off back here just because it was a little bit easier. And there it sits. It's kind of dirty in there. So we'll open her up and clean her up and get going on that. I got time. So I guess probably call it on this one. The next episode we'll probably start working on this side. We got the alternator, hydraulic pump distributor. I want to pull the oil filter housing off. The oil pressure line. And the thermostat. The temperature gauge. And the breather tube. So I guess till next time.